Welcome to Having a Yarn. I'm Kacy.
I'm Tif.
And this is our, I used to say monthly, but this is our crafty podcast where we come together whenever we feel like it to talk about what we've finished, what we're doing, what we've been thinking about, and
Other stuff. Yeah. And we have a special guest this month, and she's probably going to get annoyed at me because she's like super. I'll leave her.
Well,
there's a special guest down here.
Yeah. So I'm dog sitting at the moment for lovely little Tilly. She's a little toy poodle, and she's on her favourite blanket right now. So if we lift her up, she might be like, "Bitch, please."
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
Just believe me, there's a dog. You can't see it.
Yeah. And then at some point we will probably lift her up when she stops sleeping.
Yeah.
But if you notice, how do we look? Do we look good?
I mean, I feel like I don't have any shadow.
No shadows.
So like, we're getting so professional at this.
We've just got some like, I like to think of it as my like double chin lighting. Just kind of lighting up.
I mean, not that either of us have a double chin.
I mean, I have 4. Also, the reason why I'm not wearing one of my finished objects is because I feel like I look like a giant marshmallow. Because I put on 4 kilos in the past week.
Month. She means month.
But
I would be so impressed with you if you put on 4 kilos in a week. I would
mean,
be like, gold medal for you.
Please don't like say that because then I'll be like, you're wrong. Hold my beer. Actually, don't. I need that beer.
Need those carbs. Get them in there.
Yeah. But it was my birthday month and I was drinking a lot of booze.
I feel that that's in your birthday month. You're allowed to just...
And I had cake for breakfast at least 3 mornings.
Because that's the rules of your birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, she does not look like a marshmallow.
I 100% do. So we'll put up a photo when we get to it because I'm not putting it on.
Of her wearing the jumper.
Of me wearing the jumper. And I think it looks cute in the photo, but it's also angles and Instagram.
And then, so I got here and I put the jumper on to have a look. Really good. And apparently, despite the fact that we have very similar body types, except Kacy's slightly skinnier than me, I look cute, allegedly. Yeah. She looks like a marshmallow. I think this is nonsense.
No. Incorrect. No, it's just because, like, so I have very small legs.
It's true.
I have no fat on my legs whatsoever.
Bitch.
I have no butt. But all of my weight is on my, like, boobs and tum. So when you then put, like, a bulky-ish jumper that's, like, pink, I just feel so rotund.
I feel like that's anyone with big boobs, though. I feel like
everything
anybody
I wear,
who has big boobs, if you wear something kind of thicker than a t-shirt...
Yeah.
You look like you've got even bigger boobs than you already do, which you don't generally need help doing because...
Exactly. I feel like, do you know those kids who are like in some sort of concert and they're dressed as like some sort of pudding? Where it's just like completely round and then these little peg legs. Like, don't you imagine? It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Christmas pudding.
Kids are in a Christmas pudding. I feel like a Christmas pudding. Like it's round and then these little legs. Little legs. Oh my god.
So,
anyway.
I mean...
But I love the jumper and I will wear it and I am planning on losing my COVID kilos.
You can wear it around the house even if you don't wear it out of the house.
No, I'm going to wear it because I love it.
It's cute. I feel like it would look...
And I have other things to say about it.
I feel like it would look less marshmallowy if you wore it with a skirt instead of pants as well.
Okay.
Because it wouldn't be quite so... The sticks wouldn't start where the jumper finishes. You know what I mean?
That would be my legs.
Yes, the stick legs.
My sticks. Okay.
No, your pins.
My pins. Well, that makes me sound kind of sexy.
Yeah, so there'd be like more of a gradualness to the changing into the very skinny legs. Yeah. The pins.
Yeah, the sticks.
Yeah.
My stick legs.
Well, I mean, I think you did an amazing job because you finished a whole jumper and it's amazing.
Yeah. So do we want to go straight into that or do we want to talk about life first?
I mean, we can talk about life.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, still COVID, obviously, everywhere in the world. We don't really have it in WA. So I think we've all become a little bit blasé about it, except for keep the borders shut because we don't want anyone else's COVID coming here. And there's lots of jokes going around about building a wall. I
mean, not entirely against it. Like, I know it's so selfish, but also so we have mining in WA. So like, in a way, WA is supporting the rest of Australia in terms of the economy.
We do contribute more than our fair share per capita to our economy, yes.
So I feel like we need to kind of protect our resources sector.
But also, like, we don't want our old people to die. And I'm sorry that your old people are dying, but we don't want that to happen.
To go to the pub.
I would also like to go to the pub. So we're being selfish, but not selfish at the same time. Yeah. We're being community-minded. We're not being individually selfish. We're being communally selfish.
Yes, let's go with that.
I just made that up. Feel free to write a PhD about communal selfishness.
So, speaking of PhDs.
Yes.
I matched with someone on Tinder, and he was very nice, but...
He was very nice, but...
He was very nice! My voice went up.
Which means she's lying. We both do it.
I think every person does it. But, so I'm very science-minded. Like, I like, science and logic, like, I have so people think that because I'm crafty, I have a good, like... that I'm very creative, but
Which
I'm
side
not.
of the brain is it? Whichever one. The creative side part.
Which I don't really. Like, I can't conceive of something. I can see something that I like and I make it. Like, I can very
follow
much...
instructions.
Yeah. And that's why people are like, you're so creative. And I'm like, I'm not. I just see things I like and I then recreate them.
And I'm able to follow instructions.
Yeah. But I'm not really able to then, like... I wouldn't be a good pattern maker or like that kind of stuff because I wouldn't be able to bring something to life from my imagination. I have a terrible imagination. So anyway, this guy did his PhD in the humanities. And so he was like, oh, I did my PhD in a humanities field. So I was like, oh, what field? Like, I was being interested.
Humanities is very broad.
Yeah.
So please narrow it down.
And so I was like, so what field did you do your PhD in? And then he's like, basically then went to like mansplain what a PhD is. So he's like, well, I did a creative work and then I wrote a paper based on the creative work. I was like, did you just explain what a thesis was? Like, I get it.
Like, that's not what I'm asking you.
I want to know what your thesis was on.
What are you a doctor of?
Yeah. Like, but he's like, so I did a creative work. And then I was like, but what was that creative work? You just explained to me that you did a thesis. So... Did
he tell you in the end?
No. But then he sent me a message and was like... Oh, so if you had to analyse one aspect of culture, what would it be?
Did you say mansplaining, please tell me?
And I didn't even have the ability to know how to answer that question. It's not like I could even make something up because I was like,
I wish you had said mansplaining.
Oh, yeah, I know. But then I was with like a friend whose sister is into the arts and she's got like an arts degree.
Yeah.
So she came up with like a real artsy topic sentence on something like, it was like how social media like affects mental health or something like that. And she just like sent it to me and I like cut and paste it. And I was like, because that was, I don't know how I got into that topic. But anyway.
I thought you were going to talk about the fact that you've enrolled in a master's when you said, speaking of PhDs, I thought you were going to give us an update.
Oh, yeah, so I deferred.
Oh.
Did I tell you?
No.
Oh, shit.
It's been a big month.
Okay, yeah. So I did a week and I deferred. So I was doing it online, fully online. And then the people who were doing it on campus, they basically, for their workshop, they go in and do like a 2-hour workshop. They just basically have to sit there and participate, and then that's part of their mark. So for an external student, I still had to watch the actual lectures, watch their workshop, but then because I couldn't participate in the workshop because I was watching it after the fact, they expected me to then go and film role plays because it was a teaching master's. I live alone. Am I supposed to get someone around twice a week to film, edit, and upload?
No, what I would have liked to have seen was you role playing with yourself.
Yeah.
See, I would have loved to have, and with outfit changes as well. So like,
I mean, can you imagine how much effort that is though? Like,
but it would have been amazing.
Doing this like once a month or like once every couple of months is like enough for me, and I'm not even the one editing it. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, thank you so much. We love you.
So,
but that seems unfair.
It does.
Like, the on-campus people just get to sit in a room, possibly not even say anything.
And basically you just have to, like, once in a while be like, yeah, say your little bit and there's your 10%. And here I am putting an extra 4 hours a weekend. No, I don't have time for that.
So are you going to do it on campus?
I deferred until next year so I can save up some money and potentially go on campus. But I've just been offered something else that's in the works that just happened last night and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So life is just, I also just want to spend this summer, I'm going to learn how to surf. I know. Because I'm doing things that I like. Do you know when you just say things like, I was talking to my mum the other day because she's like, I hate crab. And I'm like, but have you ever eaten crab? Or have
like
you
well-cooked crab as well.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And like, I feel like there's a lot of things in my mind that I just like say that I don't like.
Or I can't do
nothing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the fuck can't I go and learn to surf?
You can surf.
Yeah, like I'm terrified of the ocean.
It's true.
But also, I learned how to snorkel.
Part of my confusion.
I snorkeled last.
You did?
Yeah, several times.
With scary.
And there once was like
reefs
fully like a really, really deep section of reef, and I saw scary things.
Stingrays? Did you see stingrays?
Yeah, and was there a shark? Like a reef shark.
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, you can do anything you want to.
So yeah, my summer is going to be more about like I just want to earn some money, do some camping, learn how to surf.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services. It is
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've enrolled in a bachelor's degree of public health. So I will be spending not really my summer, because I think I get 6 weeks off over summer.
Oh, you normally, if it's uni, you get like, I don't know.
I think it's only 6 weeks because mine's
20 weeks
completely
off.
online.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
good job.
I am again talking about things we tell ourselves we can't do. I have attempted study of a university flavour previously. I've started many a degree and never finished any of them.
And so did I, and now I finished one.
And I have this story that I tell
haven't
myself
found
in my
right.
head that I can't do study. It's not that I think I'm too stupid. I just think that I don't have the, I don't know, whatever, skills,
Which is
attitude, whatever. And so I sat myself down and I said, self, the past does not define the future. Just make better decisions, you dickhead.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Just keep trying, and then if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you get through it, you get through it. It's like, it's part of life. It's like, I don't ever think of my degree as being a waste, even if I went into something completely different, because it's still knowledge, it's still something I enjoyed, I made friends, I had experiences.
But also there's so many jobs.
You can't tell me what I should do with my life.
No, there's so many jobs there where they're like, you must have a degree, and they don't even care what kind of degree it is. They're just like,
tertiary study.
A degree, and I'm like, well, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I figure if I tell everybody in the world, I will hopefully shame myself into completing it.
Yeah.
So thank you for helping me shame myself. I appreciate it. So yeah, and we've both had a pretty full-on little while. I feel like everyone was so stressed at the height of COVID, and we were like pretty okay. And now I feel like we're both pretty stressed right now, and everyone else was like, we like to be different.
Yeah.
We don't like to go with the crowd. So, yeah, we've both got some stressful stuff happening. But that's life.
Life goes on.
You just keep going. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about our finished objects now?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
We've solved enough of the world's problems for today.
Yeah. And plus, like, this is a place for positivity, and like life can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but also craft brings us a lot of joy. And even though you'll see that both of us don't really have that much because we haven't really had the time or inclination to be doing that much crafting, that it doesn't matter. No. Like, you just pick it up when, and remind yourself that it brings you joy. And one thing I've been doing, which I've been talking to my friend Jasmine, is she's been doing the same thing, is that I've been putting on like music when I get home a lot more than putting on the TV.
Yeah.
If I put on the TV, then that's me done. Like, I'm just suddenly then like an insect, like just
mindlessly staring at the television.
Yeah, and then I end up being like, I should eat crackers for dinner. That's a great idea.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, because then I don't have to get up. And so instead I've been putting like music on, and then I just feel like that's a better and then I'm suddenly like cooking and like doing this and doing that.
I feel like I read something once that said your brain is less active while you're watching television than it is while you're sleeping, or something like that. Like apparently, I guess that's why my mum always called it the idiot box when I was growing up. Hi, Mum. That your brain like shuts down.
Yeah.
While you're watching TV.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, finished objects. So, da 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 da.
It's a marshmallow jumper.
It's my marshmallow jumper. So I've spoken about this jumper before.
Previously on Having a Yarn.
Oh, sorry. I'm hitting the dog with the jumper, and she's like, "Do you mind? I'm sleeping here."
Yeah.
Like trying to film a podcast.
So the sleeve wasn't finished, if you recall.
Yeah, which I don't know
whichever one.
It was this one. So this sleeve was kind of up to about here, and I just had this tiny bit to go. But we kind of miscalculated the wool. So when I went to buy the wool from Calico and Ivy, hi guys, thank you so much. I love you so much. You guys are amazing, and you've put up with me messaging you like every 2 weeks, being like, "Have you got it yet?" Like, shut up, Kacy. They'll let you know. So when we were, when the lovely Anya was helping me calculate, so this was my first ever jumper I made, and she was helping me calculate how much yarn that I would need. They didn't quite have enough. They had like 7 skeins, and I needed 7.4 or something of the Quince & Co. Lark. But I was also going to crop the jumper quite significantly.
So you thought it would be fine?
So I thought it would be fine, but I still ran out just before the end of the sleeve. So I've been waiting months and months and months, and because of COVID, it was really hard to get this wool from the US. So they ended up getting it. Wasn't the same dye lot. You cannot tell.
No,
anyway,
you definitely cannot tell.
Because I also held it double with the Rowan Kid Silk Haze.
Which has a beautiful
that's what makes it kind of that like the
halo.
The halo
is a beautiful halo.
Amazing. So having worn this jumper straight away, I haven't blocked it, and I probably won't bother blocking it until the middle of summer, because then I can dry it outside.
Yeah. Because it'll be quite a lengthy drying process, given that it's woolen.
So it'll just kind of relax a little bit once I block it, but it's fine to wear now. But what I wanted to make a comment on is that, so this is made of, the Quince & Co. Lark is 100% wool, and then the mohair is silk and mohair. So sometimes wool can be a bit itchy, and because this is the Petite Knit Novice Sweater, and you can see it kind of has a bit of a roll neck. It's actually doubled over.
Oh my gosh, your stitches are amazing. Sorry, I got distracted by how amazing Kacy's stitches are.
Thank you.
Sorry, roll over itchy wool.
Yeah. Oh, someone the other day, they just started to learn how to knit, and they were showing me their scarf, and it was pretty good. And they had to undo it like a million times, because every time they made a mistake, they'd pull it back, and I was like, you can just fix that. Also you can just fix it. You don't need to pull back to the entire start of the thing.
No.
And when you first start, your stitches aren't exact. My ribbing's not great.
Because you have to learn how to hold the needles and how to move your fingers.
And so then
it's coordination.
I had my jumper there, and then they were like, "Yeah, I guess that's okay," but as a joke, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up," because my stitches were far more.
It's just so beautiful.
I think it's also just I have good quality needles.
Yeah.
And it's good
quality yarn, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's why it actually, because when I don't always feel like I've got perfect tension, but I
have no idea if I have perfect tension. I don't. I have enough things to worry about.
But yeah, I think just having, I knit with Chow needles, and I just adore them.
Lace tips.
Lace tips, which I would never go back to anything else. But anyway, yeah, the itchiness, oh my gosh. So it has a roll neck, so it's quite high on the neck. But having worn it for a day, yesterday, when it's actually not that cold in Perth at the moment, it was quite warm, it does not itchy, it wasn't uncomfortable, it didn't feel like, I don't like things up on my neck, but...
Yeah, when I tried it on earlier, I didn't think it felt itchy.
Yeah, so...
I wasn't specifically paying attention, but...
Oh my god, I made a jumper.
You did make a jumper, and it's amazing. And I love that because you did the 2 yarns together, I love that if you look really carefully, you can see every now and then.
Yeah, because it depends on whether it's sitting at the front or the back.
But it just adds this really interesting little texture.
Yeah, and the colour obviously as well. So rather than just being a straight pink, it's you can kind of see...
musky pink.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of purpley stuff.
And it's almost dotty.
Yeah.
Looks a bit tweedy because of it. So, yeah.
It's amazing. She's amazing.
I basically just cropped it, and that's the only change that I made, really. And, yeah, I made a jumper. Holy shit.
I know. In 6 months, you'll be saying, I can surf. Holy shit.
I know.
You're amazing.
So that's it for me for this month for finished objects.
Yeah, I've only got the one this month as well. So previously on Having a Yarn, I mentioned that there was a secret project I was working on. And I could not mention what it was because the recipient of the secret project watches the podcast. Hi, Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
And after I said it, she like quizzed me straight away. What's the secret project? And I was like, oh, it's just a thing for someone else, blah, blah, and like totally blew her off. And
Definitely not for you.
Definitely not for you. She totally believed me.
Sucker.
I know, right? Parenting 101. Make your children trust you.
And can you believe you have like a 40-year-old child
I
now?
know, right? She's so old.
Oh,
so for Poppy's birthday, Poppy quite likes rainbows. Well, used to. I'm hoping she still does.
She's sitting there being like, I fucking hate rainbows.
Yeah, so like I'm sorry if you hate it. You did a really good job of pretending like you didn't if you
How high
if
did
you
her
do
voice
hate
go?
it. It didn't go very high, so I think it was the
Excellent.
truth. Yeah.
It's like,
oh, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right, now anyone who's watching is like, wait, she did that just last week when it was her birthday when I gave her that present. It means I didn't like it.
And I'm like, oh shit, my birthday's coming up. I'm gonna have to like practice my I love it.
Everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
Tiffany, why are you talking
I really
so
love
long?
that present.
We're giving away all our secrets. God damn it. Anyway, so my youngest spawn,
Who's now like 25.
yes, correct. 47.
Even though your oldest is 42. It's fine.
Has also taken up crochet because he saw me doing
It's
it and
amazing.
he thought that's great, and his crocheting is just
Amazing.
amazing.
I'm sorry, but like
He's super fast. His stitches are so neat and tidy. He's amazing.
But he's that kind of kid who's just like,
He is.
yeah.
He's a pretty good kid.
Yeah.
So we decided to make her a blanket, and we went with a rainbow theme, and we took turns doing each colour. So he did a colour, I did a colour, he did a colour, I did a colour, etc. Carry on until the end of time. So the blanket is finished, and she got it given to her on Friday, which was her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And then I was like, and you cannot take it home with you.
Yeah. Here's your present, and I am taking it back.
I told her she could take it home and bring it back to me on Sunday morning, but she didn't
who
like
can be
that
bothered?
idea. So here is the blanket. So it's
Just like, let's just like pull it over the screen. And then just...
so it's two repeats of each colour, and it's using sheep geese.
Sheep cheese!
Sheep geese, Chunky Monkey, which I think they may have actually discontinued, because it doesn't seem to be available very much anymore. And I have been meaning to Google that, but I haven't.
Is it 100% acrylic?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is acrylic, but it's quite heavy. It's almost like a weighted blanket as well.
But not too weighty. Do you know sometimes
No.
like wool's can some like that blanket to pick up, I'm like, I need like to have done some stretching before I pick it up.
Some manual handling
Oh my
training.
god, I saw this like meme this morning on when I was flicking through Instagram, and it's like a picture of like this kid being like, and it's like when you're a kid and you fall off the slide, and he's like this, and then like there's like a person like in a full body cast, and it's like when you're in your 30s and you roll over in bed. It's
true.
so true.
It's very true. So yeah, it's like it's heavy but not too heavy. And yeah, so we're pretty impressed with ourselves.
And if you look at it, like you wouldn't be able to tell that like how old is he?
14.
14. Like you would.
He was 13 when we started. He was
so you wouldn't
14
be
when we
like, oh,
finished.
that's an adult's crochet and that's a 13-year-old's crochet.
No,
It's
his
like-
crochet is probably better than mine, to be honest.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
His stitches are slightly tighter than mine. So there's a slight variation in
But, like,
the stripes,
not
but
you
you
notice.
can't tell. Because he's better than me, basically.
And you just did a treble crochet.
We did UK treble crochet, US double crochet, and 3 rows of each colour. And then, yeah.
Plus, it's just fun to do projects where you get to buy all the colours.
I know, that was my favourite part.
Because when you see the yarns and you're like, oh my god, they're all... Excuse me, I'm just drinking too much tea. Ooh. Yes.
You back with us now?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, when you want to buy all the colours and
Yeah,
you're like...
and then you actually get to.
Yeah, which was kind of why we went with the rainbow, because it was too hard to choose which colour to make for it. Yeah, and we just used a 5mm hook. Griffin prefers the ones that you use with the like rubber.
Yep.
And I just use like a straight hook without the thing. So we had to keep like switching he would give it to me, and then I would get my hook, and then I would do it, and then I would give it to him, and he would get his hook.
That's the good thing about crochet is like you
Doesn't
can do
matter.
that. It's not like you had to then swap out needles.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare.
You would just have to use the same needles.
So yes, and we have a little
Good job, Griffin.
bit of each colour left, so we have to decide what we're doing with that now.
Cool.
We are contemplating having a go at some. Now I can never remember how to say it. Amigurumi.
Amigurumi?
It's like an extra what's it called? Syllable.
No, now you've got me questioning it.
That thing, the cute little stuffed toys.
Yeah, amigurumi.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
She lived in Japan. It's easier for her.
Sushi.
Sorry. Teppanyaki.
It's like when people go like pasta.
I can speak Italian.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Fettuccine.
Tagliatelle.
Oh my god, I went to my favourite restaurant in Perth.
Yes.
Which is an Italian place. For my birthday.
Yes. Makes sense.
Yes. Lulu La Delizia, for anyone who's in Perth. It's just like one of the best experiences that you have. Like every time I feel like I have different wait staff, their wait staff are just good people.
I like that.
Where like all of them, I don't know, you guys are just amazing. Like they're just, yeah.
And also like pasta.
Yeah, and basically you go in there and you're like, feed me food and give me matching alcohol.
Oh, really?
And that's generally what I do.
That's exciting.
Like, give me pasta.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Give me all the carbs.
Yeah. And it was amazing. Anyway,
that may be why she put on 4 kilos in August. I mean, I love pasta.
Yeah, it was pasta.
If you want to put on 4 kilos.
Pasta, cake,
pasta
alcohol.
is a good choice.
Yeah, that was my mum. So, yeah, anyway, that was me when I was like, can I please have the tagliatelle?
Tagliatelle.
Wait, did we just get double chins? Oh my god, now look! Sorry, our light just went off. Suddenly the lighting changed, the light went off and now it's just...
Graham, just edit this part out.
Yeah. Or did it just run out of...
Oh no!
Yeah, I think it's just run out. Okay, we're just going to have to be like this for the rest of the time.
So the light ran out of battery.
So now you can see
now
exactly how many chips we have. Like, I'm sorry.
Now reality has hit and you can see that we are not flawless. Sorry. It was all a ruse.
I think he did say that there was some sort of charger for it, but that seems way too hard.
I mean, it does. Like, so anyway, that's my finished object. It took us like, I think 4 months.
Yeah.
But we weren't doing it like all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so
and now you can have your blanket, Poppy.
And yeah, now you can have your blanket, Poppy. In exchange for the oven trays you borrowed from me.
Any other messages you need to leave your children?
No. She had her friends over last night. She was making party pies and sausage rolls, and she doesn't own any oven trays apparently.
Poppy Kmart. Like, I'm sorry.
I think they're like $1.
They are literally like, yeah. Anyway.
So anyway, when you return the hostages, you can have the blanket.
Excellent. So, works in progress?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know really why I'm showing this because there hasn't really been that much change.
Because it's your work in progress.
Still working on my flax in the Crimson Coat Owl, in the colour chamomile.
So good.
So I've kind of slowed down at the
I don't know why.
Because I fucking hate ribbing.
It's the worst.
Especially just like one by one ribbing.
Mm-hmm. One per one.
Yeah, I'm just not great at it, and
it's boring.
So I was doing it the other night when I had like how many glasses of wine?
Oh god!
So like 4
Which
glasses.
Which part is that? Where's the 4 glasses of wine part?
I'm not showing you. Anyway, I was doing it, and I was like sometimes like if I'm doing just normal stockinette, like drunk knitting, I'm great because
it's fun.
Like I care less, but like so I'm quick.
Yeah.
But it's actually usually pretty good. But then I got to the end of a stitch and then I think 3 stitches back I'd done something wrong and then I was like, nah! And then I just fixed it in the morning when I was sober again. So it was fine. But anyway, yeah, just at the ribbing, need to finish that and obviously then start the sleeves. And I think once I start the sleeves, I'll go pretty quick because I'm back to just doing stockinette in the round.
And how much ribbing are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm kind of, it's at the same...
you could stop now if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm at the same length as my other jumper. But I think I want to do slightly wider ribbing on this one.
Because you're going to do wide ribbing on the sleeves.
Yeah, I'm going to do quite like wide ribbing on it. So, yeah, but I find it's also, once you get to ribbing, it's harder to do while you're just chatting to people.
Yes.
So I'm less likely to do it, take it out with me and get it done.
Yeah. Or like even just while you're doing anything else.
Yeah, like
I sometimes even find, even though your brain is shut down when you're watching TV, it's still, I still get distracted and then I'm like, shit, am I knitting or purling?
Yeah. And then sometimes I'll purl, but then I'll have the yarn at the back rather than the front, and it creates that weird little double stitchy thing.
Yeah.
So pretty much where it was last time, but I'm pretty close to finish the ribbing, and then hopefully I'll have some sleeves next time.
And then you'll have 2 jumpers to wear.
Oh my God, I know, and then it's now summer.
And you'll look like a edamame pudding.
Yes, I will. No, I'm planning on losing weight.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll still have some weird thing where you think you insist that you look like a pudding.
Probably. Because I do.
You do. She does not look like a pudding. She's very mean to herself. Everyone in the comments tell her to stop being mean to herself.
I said to someone the other day, I was like, I kind of alluded to a potential work opportunity.
Oh yeah.
So basically, whenever I get into any job, like, people just want to keep promoting me.
Because she's so shit.
But the thing is I was like, why don't men find me as desirable as employers do? Basically, is my message.
Because men are dumb. Sorry.
Employers get me, men not so much.
So my working project.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Maybe I've had 4 glasses of wine.
Maybe.
Is my novice.
When's the last time you drank wine?
I think it was when I was 17 and I threw up on my boyfriend at the time.
Was it red or white?
It was white. Riesling and soda with ice.
Oh!
That's what my mum drank. You know when you do whatever your parents do?
And it would have been like a sickly sweet Riesling.
Oh, I don't even remember. No, I think it was pretty dry to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. It's now the Balmoral Hotel. I can't remember what it was called back then.
Yeah.
7,000 years ago when I was 17. It was pretty funny though. He deserved it. Anyway, so my work in progress is my novice by Petite.
Yes. So we're both going to have novices.
We are both going to have novices. I am up to my ribbing also on the bottom of my jumper. I just decided I was ready to move on to ribbing.
Yep.
I am trying to make my jumper long enough to wear with skirts, or short enough to wear with skirts, whichever way you want to look at it.
So you're going to crop it.
The appropriate length to wear with skirts, because I don't like wearing long things with skirts. I feel like with skirts you either have to tuck it in or it needs to be kind of just below the band of the skirt. Yeah. So probably won't be long enough to wear with jeans, for me personally. So yeah, and also I'll finish it quicker. So I think I've done maybe like 3 rows of ribbing stitch. So I'll probably go for kind of like that size as well. And then Kacy will have to teach me how to do the arms.
Easy.
Because apparently there's some tricky thing to close up.
So it's not actually in the pattern. So if you just go by the pattern, you end up with these little kind of holes at the underarms, which you then just you can just stitch together with some kind of waste yarn. But there's a clever YouTube video that basically you add on some extra stitches at those underarm stitches, and then in the next round you basically then decrease those stitches, and so it just pulls that little section together where you always end up with the little gaps. So yeah, it's like a little hack that you do.
A little cheaty thing.
Yeah.
So Kacy's going to teach me the little cheaty thing, and then I'm going to do my arms, and I'll probably just have like a fairly standard rib on my
similar to
arms. Yeah.
I did mine a little bit longer than my ribbing at the bottom.
Yeah.
So my ribbing at the bottom is like yay big, and then my ribbing at the arms is a bit longer.
Yeah, so I'll probably do fairly similar, I would imagine.
And the decreases on this is really easy. They leave it, you pretty much don't decrease at all.
Until
with the flax you kind of do a couple of decreases, whereas here you pretty much get it to as long as you want before the ribbing, and then you just do stitch 2 together all the way around. You go from 60 stitches to 30 stitches with the large.
Which will mean for me I'll go from like 97 stitches to... Because I'm sure somehow I've added extra stitches on.
Oh, 100%. You've got some weird stitches.
I'm magical, alright? I'm an overachiever. So I was hoping to get mine finished for winter, considering it's spring in tomorrow, I think. Not going to happen, but that's okay because it's just about getting it done, not about getting it done by a certain time.
And then you'll have it for next year anyway.
Correct. And I'll have to do the
neck bit.
collar or whatever the thing is that I
It ends up like that.
do, and then I'll be able to hide all of my crappy stitches that I did at the start while I was still learning on the inside.
My little stuff up here.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to fix it, but I was like, it'll be on the inside.
Yeah, so that'll be better. And then I'll have to start something new. That causes me all kinds of anxiety.
So, have you got any more works in progress?
I did not bring any with me. I've got about 27 other things at home.
I've got a million things that we've spoken about, but I've not progressed on at all. So I'm not going to just show you the same things every time. Still haven't done it. Still haven't done it. Still haven't done it.
My problem is that I get really excited about like new stitches. So there's in crochet there's a stitch, I think it's called like scallop stitch or something.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
And I was like, I want to learn how to do that. So I started and I
like me and Bubbles.
Yeah, and I did 2 rows and then I was like, yes, this is exciting, and then I put it down and I haven't picked it up again.
Yeah. I got past the Bubbles section in those bubble jumpers and I haven't done anything since.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I did all the bubbles. Sorry. It's just basically a double crochet for the rest of my life.
Sorry to my nephews that your jumpers are not done. Hopefully, maybe I'll need to make them slightly
Please
bigger.
don't grow out of them. Please just stay the size you are.
I think I was making the size 2 to 4.
Yeah.
So winter next year they'll be 3.5. So they should still fit into them hopefully. But I mean, Fred is slightly chunkier than Charlie, so just Fred, calm down.
Yeah, chunk.
Yes. So that's this is my only interesting work in project. I'm just gonna give up. I tried to say work in project again.
Progress? I was like, is progress a word?
Progress is a word.
It's like when you get to that point where you're like, when? How do you spell when? When? That's a weird word. When? How do I spell that?
It is a weird word.
Cool.
My boss at work freaked me out the other day. I said to him something about
I feel like we've gotten very dark now.
That's alright.
Yeah.
They can you'll just have to deal with it.
Graham, can you post?
Grum's like, no.
Just post-edit this.
Grum's like, you don't pay me enough. Oh wait, you don't pay me
at all.
We pay you with our love and eternal devotion.
Yes.
My boss at work the other day, he'd said something about a human customer service manager, and I think I said HCRM or something, and he was like, no, I didn't say that. And then I was like, is he gaslighting me? I'm sure he said that. Yeah. I was like, no, you did. You said HCRM. And he was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, what? And then he was like, I may have said H. Because I was saying H. I was pronouncing it. And then I was like, fuck you.
But H is correct.
Whichever one it was, I was saying it the wrong way.
Oh, you were saying H instead of H.
I must have been saying H and he was. Anyway, okay. I was like, okay, Dad.
Yeah.
So yes, he made me think I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, I think there was a few people that thought that I was going to announce that I was pregnant in those few episodes back. Last one, the one before, where I was like, hey, and then the people were like,
can we tell the secret now?
Yeah. Yes. So, my brother's having his first baby with his girlfriend, his long-term girlfriend of 400 years. They're having a little boy. It is going to be my first nephew. Or I'm going to be an actual biological auntie. I'm pseudo auntie to other children. This is my first time being a real auntie, and I am so flippin' excited.
Being an auntie is the best thing ever.
Yeah. So, I'm very excited. So she's due.
Christmas?
No, 15th of December. Yeah. So I think when we were talking about the feels like butter. Because I bought that to do a project for.
And Kacy was like, I'm going to be an auntie. But in her head, before she said it, she realised that it was too early to tell anyone.
Yeah. Because I think at the time maybe she was only 10 weeks or something. Because she told us kind of early. And I was like, I really shouldn't say anything.
So she had that whole conflict going on in her brain. As she was like, speaking of babies.
Yeah.
And then I tried to cover because I knew.
And then people were like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, I'm not. So, yes, I'm going to be an auntie and I'm very excited.
Yeah. And she's already started making things.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm getting a nephew. Can't wait to meet you.
It's very exciting.
So
Oh, she's awake now. We're going to show you the special guest. We're not making it up, I promise.
she's so comfy. Hello.
It's that chili sausage.
You won't be able to see her on camera because
she's black.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Tilly. Oh, she's like, what are you doing to me? Anyway,
she's very hard to photograph.
Like sometimes she's so cute, and then you photograph her, and you're like, oh wow, look, a black hole. Like, hello, muffin. Anyway, she loves people. When you take her for walks, she loses her mind and goes and like squiggles around people. They're like, oh, how old's your puppy? And I'm like, 11 years old.
So when I arrived today, Tilly was obviously
Losing
here,
her mind.
and she was very excited to see me. And Kacy said, please don't wee in the house. And I was like, okay, I won't. And then I realised she was talking to Tilly.
Yeah. Sorry, Tills. Now you can lie back down. Love you. Okay, so that's all of my works in progress because the rest of the stuff's just the same.
Yeah.
And I've got something exciting to share.
I'm so excited.
My lovely mother. Hi, Mum. This is my mum's dog.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mum is the owner of the dog.
Mum is the owner of the dog. They're currently in Karajini, which is a beautiful national park full of gorgeous.
I thought you were going to say gourds, and I was like, I don't think there's any pumpkins.
It's just like fields of pumpkins. It's quite famous. People go there just for the pumpkins.
I feel like they would. I feel like if there was a field of pumpkins, people would go.
I mean, it's a very American thing, so
it is.
to go visit fields of pumpkins.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, I know pumpkins are a very American thing.
Don't they go
hunting pumpkins?
Gourd. Is that what Americans do? If you're an American and watching this, please comment down below
about all the
times you've gone gourd hunting. I'm pretty sure they go pick pumpkins
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and Halloween, so they can carve them.
Yeah. They go out to fields of pumpkins. Pretty sure that's what happens. No, like it's a fall thing, and like
I mean, I know they have pumpkin flavored everything.
Yeah, it's like pumpkin spice.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I don't really understand it, but.
Yeah, and apparently it started earlier this year because they're like, we need pumpkin spice because everything else is going to shit. So.
Well, that's fair enough.
Hello. Well, we better get through this quick because the dog's going to start. She's woken up. Anyway, so I saw this it was on my Instagram. I think you came across it on Instagram, and then my mum came across it on Instagram.
Yeah, for some reason, Instagram thinks that we're interested in craft.
Can you please stop listening to me, my phone, and sending shit to my mum? Actually, no, because then she got this for me. And so it came across hers, and then she was like, oh, this is really pretty. And I was like, oh, that's literally the company that I was looking at. I really like theirs. And then she got it for my birthday. So it is this beautiful... That was the dog, if you heard that noise. It's like they're called handmade slow stitching kits.
It's like applique with kind of like embroidery thrown in.
It's by Wattle and Loop. Just hold it up there. And it is so pretty. So they've got one that's a fig, which I think is really nice.
So pretty.
But this is my favourite. This is the Wattle. Wattle's always been one of my kind of favourite flowers. There's everywhere at the moment. I went walking in Bold Park yesterday and it was everywhere.
Let's not talk about the hay fever inducing plants.
Oh yeah. No, I'm quite allergic to wattle. Anyway, so it comes with just this like nice little quilted square that you do your thing on, which is actually quite nice. And then it comes with obviously all the
little
bits and how to do it and stuff. But what I quite like is that, so that's all the little bits of fabric. So she just gives you like a collection of fabric, but then on this, she doesn't tell you like what exact fabric.
Just use a yellow one.
Use yellow, that kind of thing.
So you can be a bit creative.
Yeah, which I think is kind of nice. And so I'm very excited about
it's
giving
the kind
it a go.
of creativity that's good for sciencey people because
because it's like not
it's
really
parameters.
Yeah.
It's like within these parameters, be creative, which is good.
Which is like you've given me the things and you've told me that this should be green.
Yeah.
Like, I can do that.
Which is, I think, one of the good things about kits is that it gives people who don't consider themselves to be artistic or crafty the opportunity to be artistic and crafty because they're saying these fabrics go together. Now cut them out and put them on, but it doesn't matter which one you put where.
Think about drawing this and I would suck.
And that's why kits are good, and we should just encourage more of them.
Yeah.
And it's okay to use a kit. You don't have to come up with stuff from scratch.
No.
So, yes. This is a little book that I purchased from KDD & Co. By Kate Davies. I'm pretty sure she's on Insta, which is where I came across her in the first place. This is a set of kind of beginner patterns that if you work through sort of progressively, do you need to sniff it?
Rude.
You'll learn kind of the skills to move on. To move on to the next project sort of thing. So it like builds...
kind of like the Tin Can Knits.
Yeah,
like
it's a skill building kind of series.
Love that.
I specifically liked the the stripy one that's on the back.
Oh, that one.
Which is just the back of it. It's a cardigan with a green stripe on the grey, but I also loved everything else in it.
And I love that blanket.
The blanket is amazing. Please show the blanket. So you could purchase them as digital copies, or you can purchase them as digital copies plus the physical book. So I've actually got digital copies plus the physical book.
And like, I'm sorry, just like
the colours.
The colour palette. Like,
yeah.
Which is also what I'm not like great at. Like, imagine them in garments. Like I can pick colours that go well together. But sometimes I see them in garments and I'm like, I wouldn't have chosen those, but I love them together.
Yeah.
So that's why I generally like that for my throwaway, my throw over. I just want to do the original colours.
And I really like this cardigan as well. It's like one of those like very simple squares with the joins to make the arms. So the designer actually, the girl that's featured in all the pictures, wanted to learn how to knit. So the designer, who's her friend, put this collection together specifically for her.
Oh, cool.
And it talks about how to become a bold beginner and kind of be confident in yourself and those kinds of things. And
I think this would be a really good first cardigan.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of freaked out about doing a cardigan.
I also, because it's not in the round so much, it's a bit trickier.
Yeah.
So that is something I will probably make quite a few of the pieces from, not all of them. They don't all appeal to me, but there was enough that I wanted to buy the whole collection as opposed to just one or two of the patterns. But I'm not sure if that will be my next project or not. I get very anxious thinking about when I finish one thing, what the next thing is going to be. So it happens to me with books as well. When I finish a book, I get super anxious thinking about what book am I going to read next? I don't know why. I think I have this thing of like, what if I read the wrong book? There's no such thing.
Yeah, and it's like that kind of like, there's so many, like I can spend so much time researching it. And that's one thing I've had to stop, where I'm just like, just do something as opposed to like,
reading about 20 things you could do, just do the one thing.
Just choose one and do it.
Yeah.
And even when like, I was buying some extra camping stuff for a camping trip that I'm going on. And rather than, so last time I went camping, I borrowed a sleeping pad off someone. And it was comfortable, I liked it, so I took a photo of the one that it was and I just bought it, as opposed to like, but there was one part of me that was like, you should research this.
What if there's a better one?
What if there's a better one? And literally I would probably spend 4 hours just researching sleeping pads. And there was still some level of anxiety when I just bought this one and I got it home and I was like, what if it was the wrong one? And I actually freaked out for like half a day and then did a little bit of research and realised it was actually probably the one I would have chosen anyway.
Well, that's good.
But yeah.
I think I may have mentioned it previously in an earlier podcast, but I'm a very big believer in what Amy Poehler writes in her book. Doing the thing is the thing. Thinking about the thing, planning the thing, talking about the thing is not the thing. Doing the thing is the thing.
Do the thing.
And you just have to do the thing sometimes.
Have you watched the most recent season of Making It?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
No, I have not.
Have you watched any of it?
I don't think I have, no. I tend to defer to cooking shows when I'm watching TV.
But it's Amy Poehler and Kaufman and they're with people doing crafty things. It's kind of...
It's on my list.
It's built for us.
We love Amy Poehler.
And I just love their like catchphrase where they're like ready for people to do it. They're like, make it! It's just so like...
I imagine it would be slightly awkward because she tends to try to be slightly awkward because it's embracing her personality. Yeah.
And she's also not crafty at all, I don't think.
No, I don't think... Nick Offerman is obviously a genius, making all the things with his hands. So yes, I've been feeling anxious about like what am I going to make once I finish my novice sweater.
Because there's just so many options. And so
there is, and I need to stop looking at the options and just choose something.
Because otherwise you just end up planning for the rest of your life.
But then of course, after you've decided what the thing is you're going to make, then you have to decide what the yarn is that you're going to use to make the thing that you're going to make. And then that's a whole nother 4 hours of looking at things. Going to plan a trip to Calico and Ivy to have a look at what they have available, because that will help me narrow down, because if it's available, it's available.
And like if you start then putting like online yarn stuff, you just
never ending.
I just kind of literally went to Calico and Ivy and Anya was there and I was like, help.
So I apologise, Calico and Ivy. You will soon have another neurotic person asking you 12,000 questions. Yes. It's her fault.
Sorry.
So I'm going to choose a jumper, I'm going to go to the shop, I'm going to buy what is available to me to buy with the right quantities, and then I'm going to do the thing.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it may be something from this book. It may not.
And that's it really.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's still a fairly long episode, so we should probably just wrap it up.
So thanks for watching, as always. Yeah. And I guess we'll hopefully have some finished things to show you the next time we decide to do this, which might be in a month. Or 7 years.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? It's a mystery.
Hopefully I would have lost some of my COVID kilos.
Say goodbye to the marshmallow. Bye, marshmallow.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye!